What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. Last Sunday actually, I posted a poll on my YouTube page asking whether to take this firearm, or this one to the match that I was going to shoot that Sunday evening. And the results were quite interesting, actually. At the time, I think I left home at like 6 p.m. At the time, the P10C was leading the votes. I took a screenshot of it. I'll probably post it on the air or have it up here on the screen. But then when I returned, of course, the results changed, and this one took the lead. Now, I will have you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know by now, but the decision, of course, came down to the M&P. I ended up taking this one, and for various reasons that I'm going to discuss here very shortly. I will say, though, I was shocked to see people vote for this one. I know, talk about my P320, saying that it's fine and all, but I was actually shocked that it got some votes at all. So I guess the love is still out there, despite what we've been seeing lately. Or maybe people were just trolling, because I was trolling too. I mean, I called this by its name, called this one by its name. This one is what I now call risk it all. This is the one that you take when you want to risk it all. Okay. But anyways, back to my decision. I decided to take the M&P 2.0 full size to the match, and it did well. I really like this firearm, and the reason why I opted to go with this one, or reasons why I opted to go with this one, are pretty simple. Reason number one, the holster. I think, for what it's worth, T-Rex arms, at least for this model, I really like the way they made this holster. Most of the holsters I own, they're pretty decent, but I really like the way that this one kind of gets out of your way, and I'll explain shortly. The main thing that I really appreciate about this, and what made me go with the M&P 2.0, is the fact that, one, I wanted to run this without the light. It was a conceal carry type match. It was a mixture of IDPA and some other, maybe some USPSA rules in there. Very interesting match. I'd love to shoot it again if I can. Very interesting match. By the way, all guns are cleared. It's clear. Okay, that's a dummy round in there because I was dry firing this bad boy. Now, back to this. The reason I went with this is because I wanted to run it without the light. And this holster is made for the TLR7, well, for the M&P and the TLR7 HLX, as you can see right there. But what I like about this is, even without the light, there is no play, because everything is secured around this area still. So there's no play. Of course, the retention is not the same, but you can see there's a little bit of friction. And then when you have it up against your body and then the belt runs in there, it does add just enough friction so that this thing doesn't just fall out. But I can hold it sort of like this, and there's enough friction, just in case you think I'm squeezing. I'm not squeezing anything. There's enough friction for it to stay in place, and then I dropped it. So that was reason number one. I thought that this was more stable as opposed to my Tier 1, which is made for the TLR 7A and the CZP-10. With this, there's no wiggle side by side, but the friction, I can't even, like, from here, this thing is sliding out. So it's all focused on the the light. So that kind of made it difficult for me to choose this over the MNP, knowing that I was going to run it inside the waistband concealed for the match. The other thing that kind of turned me off about this, if you look at this holster, this was made specifically, I asked for full size and then the TLR HLX, but I actually use it for the most part with the compact and the TLR 7A. Like this, and this thing stays in place, right? Doesn't move, and I still have enough room there for the full size. And with this, even if I run it without the light, I can't over insert this thing and get it to go past where the light is supposed to stop. Like, I can't get it to go. With this one, just enough, the heck? With this one, just enough force will cause it to poke out just a little bit there. And I have it tight, like this is probably the tightest I could ever get it. And yeah, it doesn't stop, so it will protrude a little bit. I didn't want to have to reach for my firearm inside my pants and then hit my knuckle against this spot right here. So that's one of the reasons why. Of course, I could have just used the TLR 7.8, put it on here and run it, but I don't know. I just wanted to shoot without the lights. That's one thing. Like when I'm training or competing, I don't want to have to use like extra stuff on the gun. And I think I even mentioned that with the P320. I don't. Yeah, it looks nice with the X300 on there, but I prefer shooting it this way. I feel like it's more balanced. Like the TLR just really makes it front heavy. Unless I change like the grip on here to make it, and that's another thing too I'm finding out about my preferences. I don't like front heavy guns because naturally I'm fighting recoil a little bit by trying to drive the gun, and I'm working on that too, but I don't want to have extra weight hanging up front, making it deep even further. So I would rather have a heavier back end on the firearm rather than having a front heavy pistol. That's just my preference, and that's probably what I'll be doing moving forward. Now I know I have this on the compact. I think it's actually well balanced. This thing is amazing. Still kind of very heavy because this one, there's not one in the head, but I understand it's well balanced. I'll just leave it there. So yeah, I ended up taking this bad boy, and then I had a I think it was a Blackhawk mag carrier on the side that I could add, and that's how I ran it. And I was also curious, the other reason why I chose the MNP, I was curious to know, I can't recall what's on the what's the name of these mags? I can't recall what our Shield Arms thoughts, on their mag extensions or whatever, but I know that Floyd's does mention that these are, aluminum stuff, and, you keep dropping it, something in those lines, you keep dropping them, eventually, they're going to get damaged. But I wanted to see how they fare. This one's got a little bump here. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a little mark. I think they fared well for the entire match. The screws, of course, they're blue Loctited. They're doing well. I don't see, outside of cosmetic stuff, I don't see them like blowing up or coming off anytime soon. And the Magwell is also doing well. It's doing Magwell stuff. So it's been fun. So that's what drove my decision. And then when I came home, of course, I found out that the MNP had the most votes at the end of the day. But, the P10C love was strong. And speaking of P10Cs, I'm sure you've seen the newly released ported model. I will make a video about that at a later time, just to kind of share my thoughts and on that, and discuss if it's really worth getting that. And I'm only saying that because I've already made a video about these type of boardings, as you can see right over here. All right, that's it for today. This is what I took to the match. I'll also make a video about how the match went, you know, kind of like a breakdown of what went well, what went wrong, and you know, how I can improve from there. That was just my second match ever, and I will say this one was a lot more fun. I don't know if it was just that you know, with the first one I was stressed, right? Because you don't want to get DQ'd, and you also don't want to hurt yourself or hurt anybody out there. You know, talk about slipping and falls. I mean, I heard some crazy stories, man, about stuff that happened in matches, but it's one of those things where like you constantly, it's constantly in your mind. But I think this second match, maybe the atmosphere too, you know, the guys that were there, you know, very playful, not like that. But, you know, very relaxed, cool people, you know, approachable and all. I'm not saying that the, you know, the guys at the first match were jerks or anything like that, but it was fun. It was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And I also ran into one of the homies that I, you know, got to shoot with at my very first match ever. So it was kind of nice seeing him out there, you know. If you're watching, you know who you are. Shout out to you, man. But yeah, that's what I took. And I will make a video about the match. I will make a video breaking down, you know, what I mean, I guess I just did that here, but we can go over this and talk about if, you know, the mag wells here, the base pads, and the T-Rex arms holster. I mean, say what you will about T-Rex arms. I really, really like this thing, minus the claw. I think they can do better than that. The tier 1, this claw, yeah, that's more of my style. You know, it's right up my alley. This, I'm not sure what was the thought process behind this. Works, feels it's a little bendy, but I just don't like the fact that it's slippery. But it was pretty stable during the match, you know. So I guess it works. And I love the fact that it was stable enough to not move in a way that when I go to draw for this, and that's what I really love about this holster, is that when you go for this, your knuckles don't end up, you know, hitting this part of the holster, and you know, you start getting blisters and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a quick video on what I decided to take and run, and dude, I'm loving this thing, man. And it's gonna have its own video. Until then, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. If you like any of the stuff that I discussed today, and if you're interested in seeing more videos, well, you know how YouTube works. You subscribe to the channel, hit that like button so other people like you that just came across this video can get the same chance, okay? Don't be selfish. It doesn't cost you anything, all right? Let's go ahead and sign the contract right now. Go ahead and subscribe, and then I'll put my autograph on it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyways, that's it for today. Catch you in the next one. God bless. Be safe. Take care.